How much longer are you gonna rot in traffic, selling your life for a paycheck? You're stuck in traffic every morning, every night, same road, same dead faces, same fucking cage. You're not moving forward. You're decaying, burning hours, burning years, bleeding your life away in a line of cars that lead nowhere. And for what? To drag yourself into a job you hate, to kneel for a boss who wouldn't blink if you dropped dead, to grab a paycheck that keeps you broke enough to crawl back again tomorrow. That's not work. That's not living. That's slavery.
You fight through traffic just to chain yourself to another prison. The office, the warehouse, the fucking cubicle farm. You swipe in like an inmate reporting for count. You sit down at a desk that feels like a coffin, and you start dying one email at a time. Your boss walks past and owns your soul. Your colleagues gossip about nothing, and you nod like you give a shit. You hate it, but you play along. Why? Because you're scared. Because you need that check. Because you've convinced yourself this is what being a man looks like. It's not. It's slavery dressed up in business casual.
Every day it's the same routine. Alarm, traffic, prison, repeat. You tell yourself it's just for now, but just for now has turned into years. You've wasted birthdays. You've wasted weekends. You've wasted your fucking prime. And for what? To keep bleeding for a life you don't even want.
That paycheck looks good on Friday. By Monday, it's gone. The landlord takes his cut, the bank takes theirs. The grocery store drains the rest. Gas, insurance, credit cards, every dollar already spoken for before you even touch it. You don't own your money owns you. And that's a sick job. You keep working harder, but you never move forward. You just keep bleeding out for survival.
You don't keep going back because you love the job. You keep going back because your family needs you to. Your kids need food in the fridge, shoes on their feet, a roof over their heads. Your wife needs the bills paid, the lights on, the car running. So you swallow the rage. You choke down the pride. You march back into that cage every morning because the people you love depend on a system that's killing you. That's the weight. That's the chain. That's the fucking trap.
You smile at your kids like everything's fine. You tell your wife, I got it, but inside you're breaking. You lie awake at night running numbers in your head, bills stacked higher than your paycheck, praying the car doesn't break, praying nobody gets sick. You don't show weakness, you don't complain, the man doesn't crack, so you carry it in silence. The stress, the fear, the anger, eating you alive while you pretend everything is fine.
You wake up tired, not from the gym, not from grinding on your dream, tired from stress that never ends. You drink coffee just to fake energy. You drag yourself through traffic. You punch the clock, counting hours until it's over. You come home drained, too tired to play with your kids, too tired to touch your wife, too tired to live. And little by little, that routine kills you.
You start to feel the rage in your chest, sitting in traffic, gripping the wheel until your knuckles go white, wondering how the hell your life turned into this. You want to scream, you want to quit, you want to burn the whole fucking system down, but you don't. You bite your tongue, you choke it down, you walk back into the cage because your family needs you, and every time you do, a little more of you dies.
And then one day they cut you loose. No warning, no mercy, no loyalty. Years you gave them, gone in a 5-minute meeting. A pat on the back, a fake sorry, and security walking you out the door. Your boss doesn't care. The company doesn't care. You were just another tool they burned out and threw away. And in that moment you realize you never had security. You never had freedom. You were just a paycheck away from being fucked.
You were never safe. You were never valued. You were a body filling a chair, nothing more. And in that moment, the fear dies, the begging dies, the illusions die. You realize no boss owns you anymore. No paycheck owns you anymore. From here on out, you build for yourself, or you stay a slave until the grave.
From that day on, you go to war with yourself. 2 jobs, 2 shifts, 2 grinds stacked on top of each other. You do the prison work to keep the lights on, then you put in the real work to build your escape. No parties, no weekends, no time off. You trade comfort for discipline. You trade sleep for progress. You bleed twice as hard now, so one day you'll never bleed for another man again.
People think you're crazy. They see you skip the parties. They see you grind after work. They see you wake up before dawn. They don't get it. They don't see what you see. They don't feel what you feel. But you see the cracks forming in the cage. You feel the chains getting lighter. You know the pain is buying your freedom. It doesn't look like much from the outside, but inside, you're not the same man anymore.
You start breaking shit down piece by piece. One debt gone, one side hustle bringing cash, one more notch on the belt because you're carving your body back. It's not freedom yet, but it's blood on the scoreboard. You still sit in traffic. You still walk into that cage, but you don't walk in the same. You don't bow your head. You don't shrink when they call your name. You know you're building your exit, brick by brick. And every night you stay up grinding. Every morning you wake up hungry, you rip another chain off your neck. Soon they won't own you. Soon nothing will.
The cage doesn't break you anymore. You break it. Traffic, just fuel for the fire. The boss, just noise in the background. The job, just a temporary battlefield until you're free. You stopped being their prisoner the moment you stop believing their lies. You don't beg for raises. You don't pray for promotions. You don't wait for permission. You're building your own way out. And every hour you grind outside those walls is another nail in the coffin of the man who thought he was stuck forever.
You spent years stuck in traffic, years chained to paychecks, years bowing to bosses. That chapter is over. Now you rise, now you fight, now you build a life no one can take from you. Not the traffic, not the debt, not the system. You're done being a slave. You're done being stuck. This is your breakout. This is your fucking era.
When's the last time you actually felt alive? Not the relief from beer. Not the empty hype of swiping your car on things you can't afford. I mean, really alive. You wake up tired. You fight traffic. You answer to a boss you can't stand. You come home, force a smile for your kids, then collapse on the couch. You call that living? That's not life. That's how men die before they even hit 40.
You want to feel alive again? Then stop bullshitting yourself. You don't need a new year, a new job, or some magical break. You need to do the small shit you keep running from. When you get home dead tired, drop down and do 10 push-ups. When you want to crack a beer, pour water and hit the gym instead. When you reach for the phone, pick up a book and learn something. That's where it starts. Not with talk, not with excuses. With the small wins you stack every single day.
Stuck in traffic? Most guys waste that hour cursing at brake lights. You use it to level up. Audiobooks, podcasts, planning your next move, sitting at work, hating your boss? Good. Let that anger fuel you. Every hour you spend building skills after work is one step closer to never answering to him again. Bills piling up. Stop crying about it. Pick up overtime. Start a side hustle. Cut the useless crap that bleeds your wallet dry. 1% is one brick. 1% feels like nothing. But stack them every day and soon you'll have a wall strong enough to hold a new life.
You think success happens overnight? Eminem didn't. He spent years writing rhymes in a Detroit trailer, getting called white trash before the world ever listened. Elon Musk didn't. He slept on the factory floor, grinding 18-hour days while his companies were on the edge of collapse. The Rock didn't. $7 in his pocket, football dreams dead, then relentless hours in the gym and on the stage until he owned Hollywood. You see the fame, you see the money, you see the headlines. What you don't see are the years of 1% stacked behind it. That's how legends are built. And it's the same way you'll build yourself.
Look at your life. How many years have you already wasted? Your 20s are gone. Now your 30s are flying past. How many more birthdays? How many more New Year's transformations before you finally get serious? Every day you waste is a day you never get back. But every day you stack 1%. You buy yourself a future most men will never touch. The clock doesn't stop. It's ticking right now. The only question is, are you?
Life's not waiting for you to get ready. Storms are coming. Bills, layoffs, sickness, loss. Most men get crushed because they never built themselves for it. They stay weak and unprepared. And when the storm hits, they break. But every 1% you stack is armor. Every rep, every choice, every sacrifice. It's steel on your body, fire in your mind. So when the storm comes, and it will, you won't run. You'll stand there in the rain, unshaken, because you've built yourself brick by brick to take the hit.
The top 1% aren't superhuman. They bleed like you. They get tired. They doubt. They hurt. They only have one body, one mind. The same 24 hours you've got. The difference, laser focus. Every hour pointed at the mission. Every ounce of energy poured into progress. No distractions. No wasted time. No excuses.
The top 1% didn't get there by doing more. They got there by cutting out the bullshit. No endless nights drinking with friends, no wasting hours glued to a screen, no chasing every cheap dopamine hit. They cut comfort, they cut distraction, they cut weakness. And in that empty space, they built discipline, they built strength, they built themselves into men nobody could ignore. You want what they have? Then you have to do what 99% never even tried.
1% better every day doesn't look like much in the moment. One workout, one clean meal, one extra hour grinding. Stack it for a week, you feel it. Stack it for a month, you see it. Stack it for a year, you're unrecognizable. That's the power of 1%. Small choices, compounding into a life most men will never touch. It's not magic, it's math. And 99% are too weak or too dumb to even do the simple math.
So which one are you? Be honest. Right now, are you building or are you wasting? Are you stacking 1% every day or letting the years slip through your hands? There's no middle ground. You're either moving forward or falling behind. The 1% don't get lucky. They get disciplined. They suffer with purpose. They win because they do what the 99% won't. So ask yourself, which side are you really on?
You want to be the 1%, even the 0.1%? Then stop living like the 99. Stop wasting time. Stop chasing comfort. Stop drowning in distractions. The 1% cut weakness out of their lives like cancer. You want to sit with them? Then build yourself into the man who belongs there.
My little boy is lying on a hospital bed. His forehead is burning, sweat dripping down his face. His chest is rising and falling too fast. Every breath sounds like it could be the last. I'm holding his hand, pretending to be calm, but inside I'm breaking. All I can think about isn't his health, it's the bill, because I don't have the money.
My kid's fighting for his life, and I'm fighting a fucking bill. I'm a grown man, a father, supposed to be his protector, his hero, but right now, I'm nothing. I'm standing there begging a piece of plastic to save my child. Swipe, declined, again, declined. I failed, and my kid doesn't understand any of it. All he sees is his father, helpless.
That was the lowest point of my life. Not when I was broke, not when I was hungry, but when my son needed me and I couldn't protect him. Every man fears failure, but this wasn't just failure. This was my kid paying the price for my weakness. Yeah, right there I made a promise. Never again will I stand powerless. Never again will a bill decide if my kid lives or dies. Never again will money expose me as weak. I'll bleed for every dollar. I'll crawl through fire. I'll do whatever it takes. I'd rather die on my feet than watch my boys suffer while I stand there broke.
I went to war with myself. No sleep, no rest. Every shift I could take, I took. Every dollar I could earn, I earned. I worked tired, I worked hungry, I worked broken. And when the world slept, I was still grinding, stacking pain into progress.
My body started breaking down, eyes tired, hands torn open, back screaming every morning. But I didn't stop, I couldn't stop. My family depended on me. Failure wasn't an option, quitting wasn't on the table. Bills were stacked, rent was late, fridge was almost empty. Every day, I walked out that door. It wasn't about chasing dreams. It was survival. It was life or death. And I swore I would not watch my family suffer because I was too weak to handle pain.
The voices came every night. Quit! You've done enough! Take a break. I heard them loud, but I shut them down louder. I told myself, my pain means nothing compared to my family's pain. My exhaustion means nothing compared to my boy lying in that bed. So I kept moving. One more hour, one more day.
Something started to change. The work didn't get easier. I just got harder. The pain didn't stop. I learned to enjoy it. The weight didn't lighten. I learned to lift it. Every Every day, I was building calluses on my hands, on my body, on my mind. I wasn't breaking anymore. I was becoming unbreakable.
I remember standing in the grocery store, only $18 in my pocket. I had to put milk back on the shelf. I remember pumping gas, stopping at $5 because that's all I had. I remember my son asking for a toy and me saying maybe next time, knowing there might not be a next time. The old me would have drowned in that shame. But I turned every moment into fuel. I swore to myself, I will never be in those situations again.
The day finally came. I walked back into that same grocery store, wallet full, head high. This time I didn't put anything back. I bought what my family needed. I bought what my son wanted. I filled the cart. I swiped the card. Approved. And in that moment, I knew the broke version of me was dead.
I didn't stop there. Groceries and gas weren't the finish line. I wanted more. I wanted a home with my name on it. I wanted a bank account that never ran dry. I wanted my kids to grow up never knowing what it feels like to go without. I wasn't chasing comfort. I was chasing freedom. The freedom where no boss, no landlord, no bill collector could ever control me again.
The first time it hit me was when I held the keys, not to a borrowed room, not to someone else's place, to my own house. I walked through the door, lights on, fridge full, kids running without worry, no eviction notice on the door, no calls from collectors, no shame in my chest. For the first time, I felt what freedom tastes like.
But that still wasn't enough. Food on the table wasn't enough. A roof over my head wasn't enough. I knew God didn't drag me through all that hell just so I could pay bills and sit safe. He put me here to carry more, to suffer more, to become something bigger. I wasn't meant to just survive. I was meant to build. I was meant to help other people. Show them they're not stuck. Show them pain isn't the end. Show them humiliation can turn into power. I made a promise. If I had to carry weight, I'd carry it. If I had to bleed, I'd bleed. If I had to crawl through hell again, I'd do it without hesitation. Because this life isn't just mine anymore. It belongs to my family. It belongs to the people behind me. It belongs to the ones who are still stuck where I used to be. I swore I'll never stop fighting. I'll never stop building. I'll never stop proving what's possible when you refuse to quit.
When I die, they won't talk about what I own. They'll talk about what I endured, how many people I helped, how many lives I touched, how many men I dragged out of the same hole I once crawled through. They'll remember the man who got knocked down and stood back up, then reached down to pull others with him. I wasn't built just to feed my family. I was built to feed strength into society, to prove the weak can turn savage, to prove the broken can rise again. I was broke. I was powerless. I was nothing. But I refused to stay there. And now I'm showing you what happens when you don't quit.
Friday night, you drank too much. Saturday's a fucking blur. You can't train. You can't think. You're just lying there, useless. Then Sunday shows up and you're still dragging, still foggy, still pissed at yourself. 2 whole days gone. And for what? A hangover and regret.
It's Saturday morning and the world's already moving. Other men are out grinding, stacking wins, building themselves. And you're stuck in bed, sweating out poison, too weak to even crawl to the bathroom. Your mouth tastes like regret. Your head feels like it's splitting in two. The only thing you built this weekend is another excuse.
By the time you finally drag yourself up, the day's gone. The gym's already closed. The work's already been done. And you're standing there sick, weak, hating yourself for wasting another fucking Saturday. You look at the clock, evening already. One decision on Friday night just stole an entire day of your life. And the worst part, you've done this before, too many times to count. You tell yourself, I'll make it up tomorrow. But tomorrow comes and nothing changes. Sunday hits and you're still foggy, still drained, still weak. 2 days gone and all you've got to show for it is an empty bottle and a body that hates you.
Friday night felt good for a few hours, but by Sunday night you've lost everything. No progress, no training, no discipline. Just 2 full days flushed down the drain. And now Monday's waiting for you. The same job, the same stress, the same cycle you swore you'd break.
You look around, bottles on the counter, clothes on the floor, a weekend you'll never get back. And the disgust hits you so hard, you can't even stand the sight of yourself. You're done wasting Saturdays. You're done crawling through Sundays. You're done living like a weak fucking ghost. It's time to trade the bottle for the barbell, the hangover for the heavy weight, the regret for discipline.
You wake up Monday and for once, you don't reach for the bottle. You lace up your shoes. The air outside is cold, sharp, cutting into your lungs with every breath, but you welcome it because every step you take feels like punishment. Every stride feels like dragging that old drunk version of yourself through the dirt, choking, begging to pull you back, and you don't stop. You keep running. You run until your legs scream, until your chest is on fire, until you know you've left him behind to die.
The gym isn't therapy, it's punishment. Every rep is a sentence for the nights you wasted. Every set is payback for the weekends you threw away. The bar digs into your hands. Your lungs are on fire. Your muscles are screaming. And that's exactly what you need, because pain is the only language the weak version of you understands.
You show up and the iron beats the shit out of you. Your grip gives out, your knees buckle. Your lungs feel like they're tearing open, and nobody gives a fuck. Not the weights, not the people walking past you. You're just another weak man trying not to break. Every rep is humiliation. Every set is a reminder of how far you fell.
You keep showing up day after day, week after week, and before you know it, a year's gone by. A full year clean. No bottles, no wasted weekends. Just sweat, pain, and discipline, and it feels fucking amazing. Your head's clear, your body's strong, your life's finally yours again.
The mirror doesn't lie anymore. The gut's gone. The eyes are sharp. The man staring back finally looks alive again. You're stronger, faster, clearer, and the best part, you don't wake up hating yourself anymore. It's not just your body that changed, it's your head. The fog is gone. The shame is gone. You walk different now. You talk different. You trust yourself again. You don't break promises anymore. Not to your kids, not to the world, not to yourself.
You walk past a bar on a Friday night and see the same faces, the same men drowning in the same bottles. That used to be you, but not anymore. You traded shots for sets, hangovers for heavy weight, and now the gap between you and them is a fucking canyon.
You climbed out of the hole. You killed the drunk. You built yourself back piece by piece. Now when you see another man sinking, you don't give him pity. You don't hand him excuses. You hand him the same weapon that saved you. The grind, the iron, the discipline. Once you make it out, you don't just walk away. You turn around and drag someone else with you. Oh, so here's the question. How many more weekends are you going to waste? How many more mornings are you going to wake up sick, hating yourself, too weak to even move? No one's coming to pull you out. It's on you. Get off the couch, kill the bottle, pick up the iron, earn your fucking life back.
You? At 300 pounds, a ninja warrior? They looked at me like a joke, too heavy, too slow, too far gone. But here's what they don't get. The dream isn't supposed to look realistic. The dream is supposed to scare you. It's supposed to make people laugh. Because if they're not laughing at your dream, you're not dreaming big enough.
300 pounds of dead fat with no strength. I couldn't bench 20 pounds without shaking. I couldn't run a minute without feeling like I was gonna pass out. Every machine reminded me how weak I really was, but that's where I started. Just showing up, hating every rep and doing it anyway. The weight didn't melt off, it crawled. 1 pound here, 2 pounds there, slow, frustrating, but it was still better than staying the same.
Hours in the gym, bland, boring food. Chicken breast and broccoli every damn day. And the scale, it barely moved. Some weeks it even went up. I checked it 5 times a day. Like somehow the number would change in a few hours. Morning, afternoon, night, stepping on it, hoping for proof all this suffering was working. But most of the time, it just laughed back at me with the same number. It messed with my head, made me feel like nothing I was doing mattered. But I kept going. The scale wasn't lying. I was just expecting it to give me results faster than I was willing to earn them.
I stayed with it. Day after day, same workouts, same boring food, same fight with the scale. And then slowly, things started to change. My lungs were a little stronger. My legs didn't burn as fast. My grip on the weights was tighter. The bar that once felt impossible didn't crush me anymore. The treadmill that used to leave me gasping didn't break me in the first minute. I could finish a workout and still stand after. It wasn't a transformation you could see in pictures yet, but I could feel it. My body was still heavy, still slow, but it was fighting back now.
Most days it was still just me. Same empty gym, same treadmill, same weights, same silence. But little things started to change. The bar didn't shake in my hands like before. I could push through a set without stopping. I wasn't gasping for air after 5 minutes. Nobody else saw it. Nobody else cared. But I did. I could feel my body fighting back, even if the world still thought I was the same guy. And that was enough to keep me coming back day after day, alone, building strength nobody could see yet.
One day I pulled on my jeans, size 50, the ones that used to cut into my waist, and for the first time, they felt loose. I had to tighten the belt just to keep them from sliding. That wasn't my imagination, that was real. I wasn't out of the woods. I was still heavy, still slow, still grinding in silence. But those loose jeans told me one thing: the man I used to be was slipping away.
After that, things started to add up. The bar didn't crush me the same way. I could run longer before my lungs gave out. I didn't need as many breaks between sets. The jeans got looser, shirts that were tight started to hang, and the scale, it finally started moving. Slowly. Not big drops, but steady ones. People around me still didn't really notice, but I noticed. It wasn't about luck, or waiting, or hoping. It was simple. Put in the work. Get the results.
I could run 5 miles without a break, no stopping, no walking, just running. At 300 pounds, I couldn't last a minute. Now I was knocking out miles. My lungs didn't quit on me. My legs kept moving. I wasn't gasping. I wasn't holding my side. I was running. The work was paying off. I wasn't the same man anymore. And for the first time, I knew I was capable of a lot more than I thought.
One morning, I stepped on the scale, and for the first time, it read 100 pounds lighter, 300 down to 200. It wasn't fast, it wasn't easy, it was months of hours in the gym, boring food, and days I wanted to quit. I was still far from my dream, still carrying weight, still grinding every day, but I wasn't trapped anymore. I wasn't the man hiding from mirrors or the one who gave up before he even tried.
I wanted more. I wanted to move like an athlete. I wanted to step on that ninja warrior course. So the work changed. Less about dropping pounds, more about building strength, speed, and grip. Pull-ups, rope climbs, balance drills, things I couldn't even imagine doing at 300 pounds. I was still heavy, still learning, still failing a lot, but every session put me one step closer to the dream.
One day it caught up with me. I pushed too hard, ignored the pain, and tore my knee. I couldn't stand without help. Ended up in the hospital, sitting in a bed, thinking it was all over. Lying there, I felt the same fear I had at 300 pounds, that I'd go right back, that all the work would be wasted, that I'd never reach the dream. The doctors told me to take it slow. Some people would have quit right there, but I couldn't. I'd come too far to give it back. I counted every single day, waiting for the moment I could step back onto the course. Those were the longest days of my life.
The first day back was rough. The weight felt heavier, the runs were shorter, my knees screamed with every step. I wasn't the same as before the injury. I was slower, weaker, out of rhythm, but I was back. So I rebuilt from the ground up. Rehab runs turned into miles again. Pull-ups that once broke me became sets I could finish. I could hang from the bar, hold my grip, climb ropes without falling. Month after month, the strength came back, the speed came back.
And then the day finally came. I stood on the Ninja Warrior starting line. The same course I used to watch on TV, now right in front of me. Not as the 300-pound man they laughed at, but as the man who lost 100 pounds, tore his knee, fought through rehab, and earned his way here. That was the dream, and I was living it.
Best time to start was 10 years ago. The second best time to start is now.
You're 21, fresh out of college, cap and gown, diploma in your hand. You say, give me 10 years, I'll be a millionaire. I'll build a legacy. Fast forward, now you're 31, car note overdue, rent eating half your paycheck, kids need new shoes, medical bills sitting on the counter, every morning stuck in traffic, heading to a job you can't stand. Every night, microwave pizza and a six-pack to forget it. And that promise, it still haunts you.
It wasn't one big failure. It was 1,000 weak choices. Stopping for McDonald's every night because you were too tired to cook. Telling your kid, not now, I'm busy because work drained every ounce of you. Skipping the gym because traffic already stole 2 hours of your day. You told yourself it was temporary. You told yourself you'd catch up later. But later never came. And now 10 years are gone.
10 years gone. Don't sit there crying about it. The clock doesn't care. What matters now is the next 10. Keep skipping the gym because you're too tired. Keep grabbing McDonald's on the way home. Keep telling your kid not now because work drained you. Keep saying later. Do that. And at 40, you'll be disgusted with the man in the mirror.
You said you'd be different. You said you'd be disciplined. You said you'd build a life worth living. That was the promise, and you didn't keep it. 10 years later, you're softer, weaker, and still making excuses. But here's the thing. You didn't promise anyone else. You promised you. And if you can't keep your own word, then what the hell do you have left?
You promised you, and you broke it. How long are you going to keep lying to yourself? How many more mornings will you roll over instead of getting up? How many more nights will you waste on the couch? How many more years will you throw away before you finally keep your word? No more excuses. No more pretending. You said you'd be different. Prove it.
You're not dead yet. You're still breathing. You're still moving. You still have time. The best time to start was 10 years ago. The second best time is right now. Not tomorrow, not Monday, now. Every choice you make from this moment forward decides the man staring back at you at 40. Keep wasting time and you'll hate what you see. Start today and you'll become the man you promised to be.
Every day from here on out is a battlefield. The enemy is comfort. The enemy is laziness. The enemy is the voice in your head telling you to quit. You fight it when the alarm goes off. You fight it when you're sore and don't want to train. You fight it when you reach for junk food. You fight it when you'd rather collapse on the couch. Win enough of those battles and you win the war.
Time isn't waiting for you. Every day you waste is gone forever. Look at the last 10 years. They disappeared before you even noticed. The next 10 will vanish even faster. It's not about whether you can do it. It's about whether you'll stop wasting what's left. Because once time is gone, that's it. Game over.
If you don't want to regret the next 10 years, stop wasting days. Stop chasing comfort. Stop lying to yourself. Wake up early. Do the work. Train your body. Discipline your mind. Show up for your family. Stack enough pain. And when 40 hits, you'll feel pride.
Pride doesn't come cheap. It costs blood. It costs sweat. It costs years of doing the shit you don't want to do. Most men won't pay that price. They'll keep wasting time. They'll keep drowning in excuses. They'll die with regret. You made a promise. Bleed for it now. Face the mirror and prove it.
No more waiting. No more excuses. No more lies. The time is now. The fight is now. The man you promised is built now. So get up, lock in, do the work. You promised you. Now prove it.
I was the guy they sent when shit went wrong. A Navy SEAL, fearless, unbreakable, built for war. But now, I'm flat on my back in a hospital bed. Machines keeping me alive. Metal pins holding me together. The same man who once stormed through fire with his brothers can't even move his legs. And when the doctor leaned in and whispered, "You'll never walk again," it didn't just break my body, it shattered my soul.
The same legs that carried me through combat, through Hell Week, through missions most men wouldn't survive, were now dead weight. I used to run toward gunfire without fear. Now I couldn't even move a single toe on my own fucking legs. Every time I looked down, all I saw was failure. Useless flesh that refused to move. Anchors chaining me to that bed. I hated it. I hated my body. I hated myself. A seal is supposed to be unbreakable, and here I was, an useless, weak-ass man. My own body had betrayed me, and in that moment, it felt like my life was already over.
People lined up with handshakes. Thank you for your service. Hollow pats on the back, fake smiles that didn't mean a damn thing. They looked at me like a broken trophy, good enough to honor, too broken to matter. But when the lights faded and the room went quiet, I was still stuck in that bed, alone, no crowd, no brothers watching my six, no mission to wake up for, just me, drowning in pain and silence. And that's when it hit me. All the medals, all the salutes, all the flags they draped across my chest meant nothing here. None of it could move my legs. None of it could take away the shame of feeling useless. The world had already moved on, but I couldn't. I was still here, trapped in a body that refused to fight with me. The nights were the longest. Just me and the ceiling, wide awake. No mission, no noise, only my thoughts tearing me apart. I hated the chair. I hated the tubes keeping me alive. But most of all, I hated the man staring back at me in the reflection. I didn't see a Navy SEAL anymore. I didn't see a warrior. I saw a useless, broken shell of who I used to be. And that hate, it ate me alive. Every night I sank deeper into it. Every night I started to wonder if maybe the doctor was right. Maybe my life really was over.
Oh, one night, bottle in my hand, I stared at the ceiling for hours, thinking maybe this was it. Maybe this was the only way out. Part of me wanted to disappear, to stop being a burden, to stop waking up to the same fucking nightmare every day. But then it hit me. The first rule of a SEAL, never quit on the team. And as I sat there, broken and alone, I realized the only teammate I had left was me. If I quit now, I wasn't just giving up my body, I was giving up my soul, and that I refused to let happen. So I threw the bottle, I grabbed the edge of the bed and dragged myself to the floor. Every inch I pulled felt like fire tearing through my body, arms shaking, chest pounding, sweat pouring, and I wasn't even standing, I was crawling. But crawling was movement. Movement was war. And for the first time since that hospital bed, I was back in the fight.
Every attempt felt like knives ripping me apart. I'd haul myself up just to collapse, face first on the floor, over and over. My body begged me to quit, but I kept going. I turned my bedroom into my battlefield. Every pull was war. Every inch I gained was blood-earned territory. And even when I hit the ground, even when I tasted my own sweat and tears, I swore if my body wanted to fight me, then I'd give it hell.
The visit stopped. Friends faded. Family had their own lives to live. At first they told me they believed in me, but after weeks turned into months, their eyes told a different story. They thought I was done, and maybe they were right. Most men would have quit. Most men would have accepted the chair. But I wasn't most men. I was a SEAL, and a SEAL completes the mission or dies trying.
Then one morning, it happened. A twitch, just one toe, barely moving. Most people wouldn't even notice it, but to me, it was everything. It was proof I wasn't done. That twitch was my middle finger to every doctor who said impossible. It was the first shot fired in my war to take my body back. From that twitch came a foot. From a foot came a leg. From a leg came the fight to stand. It wasn't pretty. I fell more times than I can count. Face first on cold floors, blood in my mouth, pain ripping through my body. But every fall was fuel, and every inch I clawed back reminded me I was still in this war. Then one day, after years of blood and pain, it happened. I pushed myself up and my legs held. I was shaking, but I was standing. For the first time in 5 years, I wasn't looking up at the world. I was eye to eye with it. And in that moment, I knew this fight wasn't over, not even close.
Standing wasn't the end. It was just the beginning. The moment I took that first step, I collapsed. Then I tried again and again. Every step was a war. Every stumble felt like the ground was trying to swallow me back into that chair. But I refused. Day after day, step after step, I clawed forward. Crutches turned into shaky strides. Shaky strides turned into laps. And with every step, I was proving one thing. I wasn't just surviving. I was coming back.
One step turned into two, two turned into 10. I was moving, not crawling, not falling, moving. For the first time in years, my legs obeyed me. People stared like it was a miracle, but it wasn't a miracle. It was blood, it was pain. It was every sleepless night. I refused to quit. 2024, I lined up at the start of a marathon. Thousands of people around me, not in a chair, not on crutches, on my own 2 legs. Every mile was a middle finger to the doctors who said impossible. Every stride was a reminder that pain didn't own me anymore. When I crossed that finish line, I knew I hadn't just beaten the chair, I'd beaten death itself.
When life tells you you're done, when the world whispers impossible, remember me. Remember the SEAL who was told he'd never walk again and ran a fucking marathon. Pain didn't beat me, the chair didn't beat me, death didn't beat me, and if I can come back from that, what's your excuse?